Welcome to the Glenn Beck program. I have always told you that I would lead the program with any mistakes that I have made, and we can stop the music because this is always a serious moment if we ever do make a mistake. I just want you to know how sincere I am. I made a big one the other day. Obama, when he took over control of General Motors, I said on the air many times that the government would mess them up even more. Whew, am I eating those words today? Here's the president in the new Chevy Volt. Now, this is an electric car that goes 40, count them, 40 miles before the electricity runs out. It can be yours, all for the low price of $41,000. Now, that's quite an accomplishment. I mean, Nissan, what a joke they are. They have a new Nissan Leaf. It gets 100 miles and costs $32,000. But this goes 40. And it's like $10,000 more expensive, so I apologize. Barack Obama has apparently turned the ship of GM around. In a completely unrelated story, a new energy bill was proposed by Democrats, and surprise, surprise, it includes more taxes on those evil oil companies and refineries, while giving breaks to green cars, like the Volt or the Leaf, that's more efficient and less expensive. So guess what? Here's what happens. Your energy prices will necessarily skyrocket. But we don't even know exactly how much because the bill doesn't say how much the new tax will be. We'll just let a bureaucrat, maybe Cass Sunstein, can decide that one. And a judge has just blocked the portion of Arizona immigration law, but only part of it, just the part that deals with the papers and the part that keeps illegals from working. Oh, and the part that has the police asking if people are illegal. But that's it. Other than that, the entire bill stands. And Massachusetts, the legislator approved a plan to bypass the Electoral College. No biggie there. It's just one of the most important things, that our founders did. So it's Illinois, New Jersey, Hawaii, Maryland, and Washington have already approved their measures. Wow, look at that list again. Isn't that strange? State Senator James Eldridge says they want the popular vote to decide the presidency because presidential candidates are ignoring the wide swaths of the country. Right. And without the Electoral College, I'm sure the candidates will spend all kinds of time in Iowa or Georgia or Rhode Island. All kinds. This is a progressive dream. Red states become irrelevant. We are no longer a republic if this happens. We officially have a democracy, which our founders warned us they have never, ever lasted. And finally, from the most transparent administration ever, the Franken-Dodd financial bill has a nice little treat for the SEC. Reports and other information provided to the SEC or any other self-regulatory organization will be excluded from the scope of Freedom of Information Act. I know it sounds bad, but don't worry. The SEC released this statement today to calm your fears. Because of the significant rulemaking envisioned under the new significant rulemaking envisioned by the new regulatory reform law, the public will have an opportunity to voice its views before rules and amendments are even proposed. Well, see, all they're saying is, what all the other agencies are saying about issues, to go ahead and facilitate, all kinds of great stuff there. Isn't this great? Yeah, you're going to have a chance to have the public comment there. SEC is providing a series of email links on its website. So if you got a problem, you just go to the SEC's website. That's it. I mean, how in the world did we arrive here, America? I have an answer. You may not like it. But tonight and tomorrow on this program, you are going to see things that I think makes way too much sense. The radical minds who have been working to change America from what it was into what you're now seeing, how they're doing it. It is time to go back in time to be able to see the future. It is time to tell the story of the new America. Alrighty then. Hello, America. I'm glad you're here. I want to say right up front, I'm proud to be an American. I want to get that off my chest right away because I don't think you hear that. I mean, you haven't heard that radical jingoism like that lately on television. Last I checked, America is the last beacon of hope in the world. People aren't risking their lives to swim through shark-infested waters or barren deserts to, go start a new life in France, are they? They come here to the land of opportunity, the land of the free and the home of the brave. I don't hear much talk about the great promise of America or what used to be called the genius of America. What I do hear a lot of talk about is how the police are acting stupidly in Massachusetts, how they're about to be racist in Arizona. I hear about the mistakes that America has made. I'm constantly reminded about her shortcomings. I hear about greed. I hear about how violent the people who are just waving tea bags around the country. Those tea baggers, boy, they are sure violent, aren't they? I hear how stupid we are, how people haven't explained enough and given enough speeches, how our system has failed, how we need to be fundamentally transformed. Do you believe that? Because I don't. I don't. But our president does, and those around him believe that. Last night I showed you this. This is the Weatherman Manifesto from 1969. I've been asking you for a couple of weeks to go to the website at glennbeck.com and get it and read it. This is the radical blueprint, how they and other like-minded revolutionaries in 1969, who are now in very powerful positions, how they hate America. And, oh my gosh, do they hate it. But these people have been washed clean. The regulatory czar, let me show you him. Here's Cass Sunstein. Regulatory czar, Cass Sunstein, about this radical, and this radical, and this radical, this radical. Here's what he said. He brushed off the criticism. He said, quote, "I feel very uncomfortable with their past, but neither of them is thought of as horrible types now. So as far as most of us know, they are legitimate members of the community." Oh, well, that's great. They're not thought of as radicals now. They're not thought of as radicals now. And as far as we know, they're fine. Cass isn't worried. But see, here's the worrisome part. If you go back to this manifesto, what was said in here is revolution. And revolution must be clandestine, calling for change, but then never explaining it, and the media never looking into it. Clandestine. Maybe like you're going to have to, what was it Nancy Pelosi said? We're going to have to pass this to find out what's in the bill. Or how about Conyers saying, read the bill? Why read the bill? They didn't want you to read the bill because they don't want you to see what's in it. I want you to know tonight, I'm presenting a theory tonight and tomorrow because I, like you, am trying to figure out what the heck is going on and where we're headed next. I keep ringing this bell, and it keeps getting worse and worse. I mean, now the SEC doesn't have to answer any questions from anybody? What? It doesn't make sense. The things they're trying to do to save this country is fundamentally destroying this country. What makes sense? Well, I'm going to get a lot of heat, and I'm used to it now. I'm going to get a lot of heat for giving you these theories tonight. But let me ask you, as somebody who actually watches this show, to just do this one thing. Imagine that you are sitting at home next to your wife, and you say, honey, is that smoke I smell? If your wife turns to you and says, oh, why do you hate people so much? Wait, I was just asking you if that's smoke I smell. Why are you constantly hating people? That wouldn't make sense to you. You smell smoke. I'm asking another responsible human being, do you smell smoke? Immediately they start with the charges. That wouldn't make sense. But you might sit in your couch for a while and go, what the heck was that? You didn't get an answer, so you just sit there some more. But you start to smell more smoke, or you start to see smoke. It doesn't matter what she says about how much you hate people who like smoke or whatever it is. You'd begin to wonder, what's wrong with her? Why is she doing that? And you'd get up and you'd investigate to see if there's fire. Wouldn't that be the reasonable thing to do? Get up yourself and see if there's a fire if you smell smoke, no matter what your wife